races immediately. Collecting trophies is still the main reason why I get up every day and go to the racetrack in order to do this every week. I also needed a place where I felt like I could hit reset and I could be welcomed just as I am. I'm excited to announce that I'll be taking my talents to Welcome, North Carolina to drive the number 8 car for Richard Childress Racing starting in 2023. I'd like to introduce you to my new boss, Richard Childress.
So it has officially been confirmed. Kyle Busch will be heading to Richard Childress Racing in 2023. An absolute W for RCR. And what an L for Toyota and JGR. Now, in the last episode, we discussed that, yes, he will be going to RCR. Now let's discuss on whether this is a good move. I actually believe that this could be a really good move for Kyle Busch in the second half of his career, mainly because if you look up the culture of RCR and you look at the history of RCR with RC and Dale Earnhardt, RC himself compared Kyle Busch to Dale Earnhardt.
I looked at him in his eye, and I seen that look in Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s eye that he's hungry. We're going to win. I'd seen that look before.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's one of the best compliments you can ever have in NASCAR, to be compared to Dale Earnhardt. And I think because of that, when you look at how Earnhardt's attitude and Earnhardt's drive compared to Kyle's attitude and Kyle's drive, yeah, Kyle can be whiny, some might say that, but he has that fire and he has that drive. And I think RCR resonates with that. He resonates with Kyle's attitude, even though they butt heads. In a lot of ways, they're more alike than I think we might perceive them as, because of what happened in 2011 with them getting into a fight and everything. I do believe that now in 2022, or now going to 2023, I think when you look at RCR or RC and Kyle Busch together, it fits more with their personalities and how they approach racing and how they approach conflicts and controversy. So I think this could be a good move. And I took some time to think about what would the performance be like? And Kyle Busch did state that, he believes that RCR can be the type of team where he can go in and win races and compete for championships. And Tyler Reddick has proved just that in the 8 car. Not Austin Dillon, but Reddick can prove that. Reddick proved that you can win in RCR equipment. He had a great car at Kansas and could have had a shot at winning if he didn't cut down the tires. Same thing with Fontana. They could have won numerous races beside the 2 road courses. So Kyle knew that, and I think that's why he wanted to go to RCR, and specifically the 8 car. And I look at Kyle Busch, kind of similar to when Busch went from Hendrick to JGR. When Kyle Busch went from Hendrick Motorsports to Joe Gibbs Racing, and they were at Toyota. And I remember Toyota, how abysmal they were in 2007. A lot of people viewed that potentially as a downgrade with Joe Gibbs Racing. They won, 6 races in 2008. So I know I said going to RCR would be a downgrade, but now looking back, it may be more of an upgrade because RC said in this press conference that they want Kyle Busch. Like, the people that worked on the team wanted Kyle Busch. So you have a team that wants you. You have a team that has proven that they can win races and that wants you more than Joe Gibbs Racing. It would make sense for you to go to that team. Now, what's interesting about this decision is some of the other things are noted in the contract. First of all, is that RC gave Kyle Busch a Rolex as a signing bonus and gave a contract to Bush's son Brexton. But also there's a contract that states that he can go out there with Chevrolet. He can go out there and talk to Chevy teams about competing in the Indy 500, and his wife Samantha gave him the okay. So that is another big plus. When he was at Toyota, they wouldn't allow him to do that. But now he's with Chevy. Chevy's got Chevy teams. They got Penske, they got Arrow McLaren. They got a bunch of Chevy teams in IndyCar. He can go out and attempt to compete in the Indy 500 at some point in time in the future. Another thing that was interesting that was pointed out in later interviews was that Kyle was informed that the 18 car wasn't an option for him. So more than likely, if he were to go, or if he were to stay at Toyota, it would have been 2311 Racing. It would not have been Joe Gibbs Racing, because the 18 team, he was informed that the 18 team was not an option. They were going to go with Ty Gibbs, which hasn't been confirmed, but that's more than likely going to be the option. So I think on top of all that, Kyle just said, you know what? I want a fresh new start. I want a team that actually wants me, hence going to Richard Childress Racing. Now, some other things I want to point out about this announcement is Tyler Reddick. RC gave the biggest FU to Tyler Reddick because RC informed Reddick that he would not drive the A car an hour before the press conference started. An hour before he told Tyler Reddick, hey, you're not driving the 8 car. Which, I mean, listen, I get it. I mean, it's an eye for an eye. I mean, Reddick did sneak, behind RC's back to go and sign with 2011 Racing. So I guess that's fair. But I just thought, wow, RC, that is shady. That is shady of you. But I'm not surprised. I kind of expected something like that to happen. But the thing is that now RC has stated that Reddick will be with the team in 2023, meaning they will have 3 charters. Now, Richard would not discuss where he's getting that charter from. That's the interesting part, because remember, he's not the only one that's looking for charter now. 2011, Denny Hamlin has stated that he potentially wants a 3rd charter. I'm pretty sure there are other teams that would like to expand and have a 3rd charter, or at least have another charter to their team. So RC has not and will not state at the moment where he's getting that charter, but more announcement will come later on in the year, more than likely going to happen during the offseason. But Reddick will go to that 3rd charter, whether it's to 29, the 31, 33, whatever. He's going to that 3rd charter. And we'll also get a new crew chief. The reason why is because Richard has said that he wants to build a legacy around the 8 car, something that's for the long term. Randall Burnett has been with the 8 team, I should say, for a long time now. So it would make sense for him to stay there, as well as for Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch signed a multi-year deal. He's going to be at RCR for the long run. So RC wants Kyle to be with the team and be in a car that he can run with for a long time. As for Tyler Reddick, more than likely he's going to get scrap parts. I could see kind of similar to what Jeremy Mayfield had in, I think it was 2006, when he was in Everhand Motorsports, where they just give him a developmental car. It says, yeah, you run, but we're not going to care about you. That's what I feel like potentially could happen. But yeah, I firmly believe that when this whole thing began, I think JGR didn't want to sign Kyle Busch at the beginning. I don't think they wanted to, especially as we got later onto the year, because if they would have, they could have, but I don't think they want to. But now we do know is that he's going to RCR. But not only that, what about his Truck Series team? Well, Kyle Busch did also state that he didn't give out many details, but we do know that next year KBM will be a Truck Series team going for Chevrolet. They'll be driving for Chevrolet. Chevrolet will be part of KBM's team. So we know that, but we don't know at the very least how many entries there are. We don't know if it'll be 2, 3, 4. We don't know how many cars they will have next year, but we do know KBM will be a Chevrolet Truck Series team. This is a win-win for both RCR and Kyle Busch. You're going to a team that wants you. And speaking about sponsorships, I want to bring that up about sponsorships. The RC has stated that he already has some commitments. Now, it will be multiple sponsorships. It's not going to be out with M&M's, where M&M's is on the car almost every weekend. It will be numerous sponsorships, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. But we do know there is at least some commitments. Some sponsors will already sponsor Kyle Busch. Others are at a wait-and-see approach. I could see a lot of sponsors that were already on the 8 car just be transferred over to Kyle, like 3Chi, Cheddar's, Lenovo, those types of sponsors. But others will come later in the year, again, as a wait-and-see approach. But yeah, Busch, he now has access to compete in the Indy 500, which is something that a lot of us, both race fans in general, have been wanting to see, is Kyle have a shot at the Indy 500. He's going to a team that wants him, and RCR. RCR, again, I now, looking back, I think they could create some fire here. I think that 18-8 team could create a lot of fire with Kyle Busch, Randall Burnett, and that whole 8-team program. But 2023 is looking pretty nice for Kyle Busch. Now, as for Joe Gibbs Racing, man, y'all fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag big time. You lost KBM. You lost Kyle Busch. And don't get me wrong, Ty Gibbs, he's a talent. I'm not denying that, but he's still got, like, he's not going to go. I mean, you're not putting so much pressure on your grandson. He's not going to go into 2023 and start winning races right off the bat. He's not. It's going to take some time for him to get used to everything, to now get used to some of the tracks that he hasn't run in the next gen cars. So, yeah, this is a bit, I mean, Ty Gibbs will be fine, but down the line, I don't think he's going to go out and win races next year. I do believe Kyle Busch right now will have the last laugh. Now, Joe Gibbs Racing did make a statement on the departure of Kyle Busch. They said, quote, "Kyle has been a major part of our history and success here at Joe Gibbs Racing. We are thankful for all of his contributions to our organization over the years. When you look at all he has accomplished already, it is truly remarkable. And we know someday we will be celebrating his Hall of Fame induction. We also know he still has many more achievements in our sport ahead of him, including competing for the championship this season. We wish Kyle, Samantha, Brexton, and Lennox the very best. Now, Toyota also put out a very long statement on Kyle's departure, basically kind of reiterating the same points that Joe Gibbs' statement said, so I'm not going to read it all, but yeah, I'm very excited for this new partnership. And I think, again, I just have this feeling when you look at the type of drivers that RCR grew up with, and you look at Kyle Busch's attitude and his personality, it can be, it's like opposites attract. Again, when you look at the history between RCR and Kyle, back in 2011, with involving Kevin and, that whole deal at Kansas, it's kind of funny that you would think that they would never be together. But I just feel like the opposites attract. I feel like RC and Kyle are more alike than what we think, than how we perceive them. And I do believe that 2023 can be the start of maybe even a better future for Kyle Busch and RCR, because this is the first time that I think I've seen RCR potentially as a team, as a great team in a long time. The last time you could say was maybe 2011, 2010, when you had Harvick, Burton, and Boyer that were running well. Now in 2023, Busch, he's going to run well. Reddick, we'll see what equipment they give him, but if they give him good equipment, he can run well. Austin Dillon, I don't know. But, this is the first time that we're going to see RCR be major contenders. At least one of the drivers be major contenders. So I think Kyle Busch can go out there. He can win races and championships under RCR's banner. But I do worry a little bit about Joe Gibbs Racing and that 18 car, because now you got Ty Gibbs. He's going to jump in full time. I know he has experience with the next gen car already with this year, but he's not going to have an extreme amount of pressure on him, because everyone's going to expect him to go out there and win. Kyle Busch did it. Well, now you can do it too. He's going to have so much pressure on him. And JGR is going to lose a lot because, yeah, Ty Gibbs, he's young and he is full of talent, but he doesn't give you experience. He doesn't have the data that Kyle Busch brings in. And on top of that, you could be also losing maybe Martin Truex Jr. in a couple of years. He is coming back next season, but he ain't going to be here forever. So it's just weird times for Joe Gibbs Racing at the moment, but the future looks very bright for Richard Childress Racing and Kyle Busch. And I think this is going to be a very successful partnership.